Welcome back, students who are taking Math for Business and Finance and Math Applications. This is the Chapter 22 Summary Practice Test that was assigned in the Digital Study Guide, and it is the last set of problems that we have to do, for the entire textbook. So as I go through these, I'll be pointing out, trying to point out previous problems. So if you're not getting something, go back and watch the other videos, and if you still don't understand something, feel free to telephone and speak with an instructor. It's better that you telephone versus trying to email, because it's hard to talk about statistics via email. You need a two-way conversation. So if you're not getting something from the videos or from reading the book and working the problems, feel free to telephone and speak with an instructor. Right, let's try to get through this and see if we can't do this in just a couple of videos instead of 3 or 4. Right. Okay, summary practice test 1. Get my pen, and it says, in July, Lee Realty sold 10 homes at the following prices. It says calculate the mean and the median. Okay, so remember, the mean is nothing more than the average, right? Mean is equal to the average, and the average is nothing more than adding up all of these numbers, right? And in this case, when you add up all of those numbers, you end up with 143,300. You end up with 1,433,000. And since there's 10 homes, 10 data points, we divide by 10, and we end up with a mean of 143,300. Easy way to do that is just drop that off. Okay, so my mean in this case is 143,300. Just that simple. Add up all of your data points, divide by the number of data points. Okay. Now for the median, remember, is a middle value. Okay. So you have to list your values and from lowest to highest. So let's look here. Okay, I'm going to start listing them. All right. So I have 80K, 80,000. Then I have 98,000. I have 108,000. 114,000 and 140,000. Underneath that, I'm going to just continue on here. So I have 142,000, 150,000, 166,000, 185,000, and 250,000. Okay, so I'm listing them from lowest in order to do the median. Okay, you list from lowest to highest. And we're looking for the middle value. Okay, when in this case here we have 10 homes. Okay, well, when I take the 10 or 10 data points and I divide it by 2, that means I have to move in 5. Okay, so I have 80,000 is 1, 98 is 2, 108 is 3, 114 is 4, 140 is 5. So I'm going to be looking between the 140,000 and the next data point, and the next data point, which is 142,000. Okay, and what we do is we have to find the middle value between those two. What's in the middle here? So in order to do that, we add them together, plus 142,000, and then we divide by 2. Okay, so that's 282,000, and we divide that by 2, which gives us 141,000 is our median. Okay, right? It's really basically that simple. Now, just as a quick shortcut, for median, you list from lowest to highest. Okay, and what you can do is, do I have to list from lowest to highest? Well, if I know that I have 10 values here, all right, or let's say it didn't tell you that there was 10 values, right? Let's just say that didn't exist, all right? What you could do is you could go down and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay? So if I have 10 values, and I know I have to divide by 2, which gives me 5, I could start out by listing them, right? I would have listed the 80, the 98, the 108, 114, and I got to my fifth value of 140,000. So I know my fifth value is 140,000, and my next highest is 142. Okay, so I didn't have to spend time listing the additional 142, blah, 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 up to 250,000 here. I didn't have to list those. All I needed to do was find my fifth point and my sixth point, right, which is the 142, right? This is my fifth, and this is my sixth. So then I add those two together, divide by 2, and get 141,000, okay? And that's the quick way of a little bit of a shortcut for doing the median, you know. Now remember, if it's if we had, and let me erase some of this. Let's just say we actually had one more additional data point, and let's say it's 225,000. Okay. Well, now when I count up, I have 11 data points, right? So I divide by 2, and I get 5.5, meaning I need to find out what's between the fifth and the sixth data point. Well, we know the fifth data point is 140,000, and the sixth data point is 142,000, right? So I'm going to add those two together and divide by 2, right? Which gives me 282 divided by 2, and still gives me the 100 and, I'm sorry, nope, doing it wrong. Sorry about that. Started thinking about something else here. 11 divided by 2 is 5.5, right? So I have, because it's 5.5 is between the fifth and the sixth, right? I have to find that half. In this case here, that sixth value, right, would have been the 142,000, and that would have been my median, because I would have 5 values, right? The sixth value would be 1, and then 5 more, right? That's 1. So 5 plus 1 plus 5 is 11 values. So I'd be looking for the sixth value there, and that sixth value was the 142,000. All right. So when you're looking at the median, yeah, you're listing from lowest to highest, but you have to consider finding the middle point, and that's based upon whether you have an odd number of values or an even number of values. Okay. All right. Hope I didn't get make that a little too confusing, but go ahead and look at it again. Look at it again, and let's see here. Where did we? If we look back at the challenge test problem, right? If you look at the challenge test problem 22.23, and that was letter C in that challenge problem, it covers the exact same thing. So you might want to go back and watch that again. All right, problem number 2. It says here, Lowe's counted the number of customers entering the store for a week. The results were, and it says, what is the mode? Okay, and for the mode, I believe that was problem 22.9. Let me just quickly jump back. Yeah, that's the drill problem. All right, drill problem 22.9, which covers the mode. And unlike the mean, which is the average, and the median, which is the middle point, the mode is the data point that happens the most number of times. Okay, so if I list out my data points, I have 1100, I have 950. Okay, so I have 1100 happens once, 950 happens once, 1100 happens a second time, 1700 happens once, 880 happens once, 920 happens once, and 1100 happens a third time. So 1100 happens 3 times and all the rest happen once. So 1100 is my mode because it happens the most amount of times, which is 3. So the answer would be 1100 for my mode. Right? It's the data point that happens the most amount of times, and that's all you're doing is just trying to figure that out. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to stop here. And it looks like I'll end up with actually 3 videos instead of 2. And so if you, that was mean, median, and mode covered in those 2 problems. And if you didn't understand something, watch the video again or go back to those problems that I pointed out and watch those videos. And if you just don't understand something, feel free to telephone an instructor. Okay, see you in the next video.